Hey everyone, this is one that we had traded in the past. We did rather well with it when we traded it back in the day. I think we might have made 14% out of it. I thought actually we did make a little bit more another time. I thought we traded it like twice. Um, We did. We had a slight loss, and now that I look at it, but we did do rather well with it overall, and I think we even did. I forget. Maybe in another year we did rather well with it because I remember we did make a pretty good trade. But this has been a decline for a while. What I've been watching with this, and what I think is really interesting, I've been kind of doing my some Elliott wave, and the way I look at it, and again I don't, some people look at Elliott different, and where they say this is, counts not right. I don't care. You got to kind of do it your own way and see what you think is right. Anyway, you see your one wave here, you see your counter two. And what's always gives them some more legitimate is when you see this very aggressive three wave. It's very hard not to see that three wave. It's very aggressive. And what makes it, as I was saying, what makes it more legitimate is when you're seeing the sub waves in it. You see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. You see the 5 wave in there, and then you see your counter move. You could tell it's all counter move. A, B, C, A, B, C, sideways action, and then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again on the smaller wave, and even on the bigger wave here. So, but what's interesting here is we really have several waves kind of going together here, and making it even more. Even making it more, like a longer term completion here is when we see this long term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we look at it on the shorter term, we could see that this makes sense even as we start to see the subwaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you could see this, A, B, C, right, on the 4 wave. You can see it makes sense. And what we're also seeing is this subwave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it makes a lot of sense that this could be, as we start to see nice volume coming in at the close, we see a new range. We start to see some divergence coming in. We see it up substantially. Now, the only thing here is that this could be, as we start to see kind of get our ABC move, we see this 1, 2, 3. It almost looks like when you break it up into the hourly, that's probably where we'll see it make more sense. You'd see this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 here. I think that's probably what we're seeing. And now I think we're getting ready to see this kind of come out because you're seeing the divergence. You're starting to see some volume start to kick back in, and it's up about 17, about 13% on the day. Not something I want to get crazy to chase, but it's something that might be changing trend here, and it might make sense for us to kind of get positioned on this. Now, keep in mind this around the $3 range or 290 level. That's the 21-day moving average, the midpoint. That's ideally where we'd want to get in. So I would keep, we're going to buy, and those that can, want to take a couple days with the risk and watch it a little bit and see if they can get a little closer to that range. Keep in mind we've had a pretty good move in this short amount of time. I mean, really, it's moved from this, say, around the 240 range to this 3 level. So keep in mind that's a pretty good move. So just watch for any, let's say a 30 to 50, 20% move to the downside. And then, we're going to try to get on board and see if it's kind of turns the corner here or not. A lot of the stocks seem like they're trying to do that, so this might be one of them. And it might make sense to kind of go position here. Now, we could see it didn't take out this prior high, so I'm thinking that, we have to watch to see if it pulls back on this day, because this could be a weakening day that it's, hey, it tried to break but can't because it's got to make that last gasp here. A lot of times that creates that 2 wave. You see that first move, and then it really starts to take off. So we're going to try to get it on that pullback, hopefully. So we'll see. And if it starts to get really aggressive, we'll just take it. All right. Anyway, we're in on DNR.